Yeah, so this idea of syncretism, let me just explain that again. So syncretism is when you put two opposites together, force them together, and then they create a dynamic whole, right? There's always a little friction between the two. So when you put centrifugal and centripetal forces together, and that's basically the idea of putting like Christianity together along with polytheistic deities, so monotheism and polytheism together, uh, European Christian ideas with Mesoamerican uh, polytheistic ideas, and you create uh, mixed figures, right? So hybrid figures, mestizas. Also in this chapter, she'll talk about the mother right theory, and this is theory adopted by feminist philosophers as a critique of patriarchal civilization, right? And so I've listed their theory here, right? So basically the idea is that before civilization arises, human culture is female dominated. It revolves around the mother, Mother Earth, the mother, the idea of creation through childbirth, right? And so the reason that they say things like this, or they have this theory, is because from mythology and tales, stories, right, that have been handed down, you definitely see, you know, aspects of this idea. You definitely see this as part of the story, right, at a certain point. And then over the course of time, those sort of symbolizations and valorizations of women, the feminine, uh, as sort of being the dominant sort of hegemonical power starts to fade, right? And so that's the idea that the first two moments there are sort of feminine, right? So human culture starts out in a dominant feminine way. The second point being the matriarchal phase, where motherhood becomes a key sort of symbolization. And then in the next two stages, right, it's a transition to more patriarchal culture. And a patriarchal culture, a male-dominated culture, it creates the idea of civilization. So civilization is not neutral. Civilization is by men, about men, and for men, basically, right? And civilization comes at the expense of women. So women, as civilization arises, women are desexed, demonized, criminalized. For example, the biblical Eve. Motherhood is devalued in favor of fatherhood. Childbirth is resymbolized. You start to get virgin prostitute type associations. Female deities are lost, submerged, erased.